looks like it's live. So how's it going, everybody? Thanks so much for checking out ComicConversation this week over here on Exalt State Comics. Our good buddy, our man, the host, Jesse, had something come up. Maybe he can join us a little bit later. And then Edwin's running delayed, may not be here. But of course, with me is Boston Chris. How you doing today, Chris?
Not too bad. Just, chilling, hanging out. Gonna go ahead and talk about some comics and have some fun every Thursday.
Shorts, comically flawed here in the comments said, "Yep, we're live and short-staffed." That's right. We are. But it's okay. It's okay. Things happen. Scheduled live shows get pushed and things like that. But no, we were just gonna go ahead and go forward with it. So
yeah,
you had a pretty solid week so far. Or anything? We'll do the norm. We didn't do a show last week, so what have you been doing the last 2 weeks, man?
Just same old stuff, working, and I had actually a pretty busy weekend outside of comics, just because last week was my daughter's actual birthday. She is now 2, and so we had little cake and celebration for her on her legitimate birthday, and then you had a patio for her over the weekend, so it was really, really busy, a lot of different stuff going on, and just kind of working around that, and got my haul from last week. I was gonna put up a video, just got kind of busy towards the end of the week, so it was just like, I don't have time. So I will have pretty much like a double haul of books when I go ahead and make my video for this week. And other than that, just kind of work and everything like that, and just getting ready for Easter, and then looking forward to that convention that's coming up, not this Saturday but next Saturday, the 27th. So funny enough is I'm going to probably not see Endgame on the actual I don't know if you'll be able to see opening weekend, which is kind of sacrilegious for me, but I think I'm going to do my best to try to get there on Sunday and be like, all right, I got to see this. But we'll see, just because, I know people were just, going crazy for it, and, they had gone ahead and broke the site to go ahead and, they broke AMC. Fandango still had some type of functionality, but it was like people were waiting like something like 45 minutes to go ahead and get the chance to make it, get a ticket. So I'm just like, what, probably weasel my way in there Sunday early or Sunday afternoon, and just kind of see it, just to say I saw it, and then go from there, and then wait a couple weeks and go back and or maybe wait a few days, go back and like really get into it and enjoy it. So but yeah, man, I'm just looking forward to the con, and just kind of getting everything ready. So for me, I'm getting excited because con season is beginning up here, at least for me. I know other people have had some cons come up, and I have to say, I am a little jealous of the people around the country that happen to have conventions spring up a little earlier than mine. But it works out a little better though, just because I get to recover a little bit from my daughter's birthday, and then also Christmas and all that type of stuff. So people who have cons in January, I don't know how you do it, man. It's just like, that's so rough because Christmas just happened, and funds have to be kind of low, but just kind of like all that.
Yeah, like I was saying, there was a con, what was it, 2 weekends ago, and I missed it because I just didn't even know about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. And it was one I'd been to before, but just didn't realize it was already up on.
Yep.
Good crazy stuff. But what else we got going on here? Comically Flawed said he just got his Avengers tickets. And see, that's my thing, though. I'm just gonna go that weekend. Like,
yeah, it's
not gonna be sold out. Like, luckily where I'm at, I'll be able to just go.
Well, it's probably all sold out all over here. But the thing about it is just that you can easily get in. All right, you don't get opening night, fine. The next day, that Friday or Saturday be tough, but Sunday, I guarantee Sundays where you can definitely go ahead and get yourself in there. You just got to be willing to either wake up a little early or just kind of go during the afternoon and just kind of see what kind of showing you can get. Or even at night, just because people got to work the next day, so it's just like, if you get the time, just go in there and just check it out. But it's all well and good.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm not planning on going like trying to go Friday night maybe Saturday. I'm thinking Sunday will probably be the day I want to go see it and just avoid spoilers,
Yeah. Oh
the
God.
rest
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
weekend. Because that Saturday, well, it's next weekend, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's next
I
weekend.
mean, it's
Yeah.
so close.
So yeah, Saturday's out for me because it's there's also a new Magic release that weekend.
Oh
New
God.
set,
Wow.
new set War of the Spark comes out, so that
It's
Saturday's pre-release day. We're gonna be playing and stuff. So
oh, see now that would be a good segue into Sunday morning comics to do a little bit of a show a little bit of footage from the release and then just be like, yeah, Sunday morning comics, check out what I got. Like we played a little bit here and then Justin brought home this.
3 packs.
Yeah. That's how you gotta do it.
That would be great. That would be great. We'll see how it's gonna go. This one's gonna be weird, but it's gonna be a fun time. But yeah, I also wasn't able to do a Sunday morning comics last week, so it was like the whole crew just took a week off. Everybody, we're sorry. But I'll be back. I'll be back this Sunday, definitely, with a Sunday morning comics. Plus, I got a few other things up my sleeve that may hit on Saturday night. No spoilers.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was the big thing. Well, of course, that's the big thing that everybody's kind of focused on now. We keep getting like extra little leaked footage and things like that of Endgame. So, are you still just over the moon, ready for it, or are you?
Oh yeah. I mean, like I'm just the good thing is that some of the stuff that people are saying, books that I have read, not a ton of them, but stuff that I'm either aware of or just some stuff I've read, and then there's a bunch of other stuff that's like, yeah, in this Ultimate Universe thing, this is what happens. Like, oh wow, okay. So I think for me, so much that people are saying, I mean, and I wonder if a lot of it's kind of like misinformation here and there, but so much of what people are saying is just like, well, I've never seen it, and I haven't actually seen it physically, so I'm good. It's not spoiling it for me because I just want to see how it all goes, and I know, just with the caliber of movie that they have been able to make with Infinity War and everything like that, I expect it to really just be, on par with Infinity War and really kind of take home the whole just, I don't know, first 3 phases of Marvel and really just kind of, be that big of a ending to give us the closure that we've been looking for. So looking forward to that.
Who else we got here? Daniel's here. What's going on?
Yep.
Dr. Dan. Comic Flawed said, "Heck, you just said ultimate. I just about turned you off."
Oh, hey, look. They're saying that there's some stuff that happens in the Ultimate Universe that that corresponds to what might be happening in the movie.
Nope. Oh, well, yeah, it's in the books. You don't know. So we're not saying anything that happened in the movie.
Oh, no.
It's speculation about like, oh, well, we're gonna see the ultimate hammer. No, we're not.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, same exact thing. Like they're saying that like people will just speculate and saying like, oh, this is who's gonna go down, and then kind of like, and it's funny too because it makes me wonder if it's like it's almost as feverish as with all the different theories and all the different stuff that people are trying to say and speculation. It's almost as feverish as Game of Thrones was, and people still to this. I mean, until that is completely finished and done with, people are not going to stop. I mean, like there's speculation from now. It's like episode to episode. Forget season to season. It's just like, oh my god, like getting to actually see that on Sunday was amazing. And it was like, okay, all right. So now this is what we've been waiting for. All right, it's back. All right, cool. And it's just like, that's what I feel like people are doing with Endgame, where it's just like they're gonna throw so many different, speculative, potential spoiler this and that and it's just like the way I avoid getting caught up in all that is just like you just have to go there and see it. And that's all it is,
Yeah, and I'm the same way I'm like that with Game of Thrones too, because I normally wait till the season's over and just binge it all. So I just train it all out the whole season.
If you have that kind of willpower, my hat's off to you. I just don't. I'm like, I have to see it. I just want to, just because, just where I'm at, and my friends I have and everything like that, they're just so quick to be like, "Did you see that? Dude, check this out!" And I'm like, I can't avoid my phone, or Facebook or all the rest of that type of stuff where they're gonna just throw all those spoilers out there. It's just I not saying that now I have to be on it. I just know for a fact that someone's gonna go ahead and make some type of mention of it, and I'm just like, all right, might as well just watch it at the same time so that nobody can
Yeah.
throw a spoiler
See?
out for it.
And my friends are all lazy, so we all wait.
Mine just like no, it's just one of those discussions like, hey man, did you see this and that? Like it got to such a feverish point that they would like we had hung out earlier on Sunday, and then it got into the point where they're like, hey man, did you check out those Game of Thrones liquor and this and that? So there's Game of Thrones like whiskey, based on like the different houses and stuff like that. And I guess it's actually kind of expensive just because it's hard to find all of them. So people are selling collections of it for upwards of like $800 to it. Like the most I've seen is like $1,200 for like the entire set and everything. But it's just like we're discussing Game of Thrones whiskey because people were so excited about it.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah,
you're kidding me, man.
Yeah.
I was like,
I did see that. Yeah.
But yeah, man.
That would be fun, I guess.
I'm gonna go in the trash because I keep on talking about movies.
Comic Claw's gonna fly all the way up there and put you in the trash.
Trash is not fun to be in.
Cold trash. Still cold there?
Yeah, I mean, I threw Ben Affleck in the trash, and it hasn't done well for him since that point. I was like, throw him away. But
poor old Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
But, so the other news thing, we'll jump into some Star Wars fun here in a minute. But what do you think about the announcement of Jane Foster becoming a character again?
That's I mean, I think it's cool. I don't have a problem with that. I think it's nothing wrong with that, at least from me. I think that the funny part with all that is that everybody's I think for the moment initially people were like kind of cool with the idea, but then it was just like they're changing all the characters to females. It's not cool and blah blah blah. And then
Valkyries were already all females. Yeah.
So this would be an easy enough transition where it's like no one's gonna sit there and freak out and be like, so you've taken Thor away.
Yeah, and that's what I fear. That's what I feel like the backlash from this is gonna be, is that she should be Thor. Y'all should have made her Thor. Blah 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 blah. Trust me, everybody. The weapon that they are giving her is really really cool, and it does a lot of things. Her weapon will make everybody think, "Wow, she's actually like a really cool character." Or is it just the weapon that makes her cool? Ooh.
The thing too with that is I think that it's something where she shouldn't necessarily be Thor, let's say. But if they give her if they give her a great weapon, if they give her enough of a good story and good writing to make her her own strong standout character,
she could be Thordis.
And being Thor,
she could be Thordis, like she was Thordis,
Like that's just the way I look at it. Like I think that a lot of people who want to just praise that and be like, oh yeah, it's gonna be she's gonna be the female Thor. Like okay, but why can't it's like
why can't she just be her own character?
Man, hot girl is hot girl, but hot girl is never just I'm going to be hot. You know what I mean? It's like we're just gonna take this character and completely just throw it to the side and then make what I mean, they're their own separate entities, and it's just like she's had her own great moments in comics just like he has. So it's just like you don't have to destroy Carter Hall to have hot girl be in the continuity. And I think the same thing with Jane Foster. It's like let her be Jane Foster. Like all right, so she was a girl from before, but now she's powerful. Now we're gonna get to see her step into her own and really be a cool character and see what kind of hero she can be. I think that does her a lot more justice than kind of replacing the person that or the hero that we've always seen and that people have actually gone ahead and had this huge relationship with over the past almost 50 years, and now just kind of toss it to the side.
Right. Yeah. I'm way more into this than her being Thor. Don't get me wrong. I thought that was cool, but it was a defined run. You knew, or at least I did, that she wasn't going to be Thor forever. So you had a defined time or a defined timetable with what she was going to do as Thor and things like that, which I thought was really cool. It was a great arc for the character itself, and gave us Unworthy Thor and all that stuff. So, and we needed her back in some way, like it was gonna happen. Like she was too popular as Thor for them not to give her something. So I mean, overall, I think it's going to be cool. I'm definitely going to check it out, even though Al Ewing is attached to it. Reasons. But I don't know. It looks pretty cool. Like I said, that weapon she's going to have. I don't know if anybody else in the Marvel Universe has a weapon that's a MacGuffin like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know if you've read what it is or anything yet, but
no, I haven't. I just kind of, I've been, not to say, I mean, just because everything was so just crazy this week. I've kind of fallen behind a little bit with just my reading and everything. So just trying to get myself back into it all. Which isn't going to be all that hard. It's just when you have to take a little bit of time off because of all these different things that are going on, family wise and stuff. Just takes you a little bit. So I'm gonna get more into War of the Realms and just try to see what it is that's going on and everything. And honestly, I think that so far it seems pretty cool. It's just like, and I understand that they're pushing a lot of different stuff, like the Punisher book. They were trying to make that out to be like this is really cool, like get to see Punisher, and I like that you're getting to see some of these characters getting to different roles and just to kind of see how they're gonna get these weapons of Asgard and try to fight the actual fight against Malekith and everything that's going on. That seems pretty cool. Just just from all the different solicits and stuff that I've seen, it seems like it's pretty cool, and I think that too is it doesn't seem like it's going to be a world breaking crazy event like how they did with the Secret Wars and all that type of stuff. It seems like this is just kind of a event in the middle of everything, but and there'll be some ramifications and they're introducing some new characters, but I don't think it's going to completely reshape the Marvel universe, which is a good thing.
No, I'm the same way. I don't think this one's going to do a lot other than hopefully bring the Marvel universe closer together, because everybody's pretty much, you're fighting for Earth, you're fighting for this universe. Everybody's kind of got to pull together to defeat Malek's army or whatever. So it's going to be pretty nuts. Sorry, I had a dog trying to get in.
Oh, that's fine.
Caught my attention.
I agree.
But yeah, I mean, this week in comics was nuts for me because it hit like all my cores, because there were basically 2 Daredevil books, 2 Thor books, because Daredevil's he's the War of the Realms War Scrolls. That book's about him. Batman, Uncanny X-Men. So I mean, like, you had like my core collectible comics right there,
Yeah. I mean, I did pick up I picked up another book. It was an Ahoy Comics book. It's I forgot the title of it already. It's something about like the premise of it is just like there's these jocks and they're stuck in like the nerd world or something like that. Basically, it was something where they basically got ahead and there's a Planet of the Nerds, which seems kind of just so they have it kind of just this really 80s looking group, and it takes place in like the 80s, and kind of a Revenge of the Nerds type vibe to it. Overall, it was a pretty fun read. It was a little different than what I was expecting, but well drawn. Story's a little bit I don't know, I guess not quite for kids type deal, some swearing and stuff like that, but it's a fun read though. And as I was going through it, I was like, this seems pretty cool, and give it a check. So that was when I picked up, outside of my normal stuff. I was like, all right, let's give this indie a shot, see what goes on. Just because I feel like Ahoy does some good stuff, and sometimes you gotta, just take a look at some of what the indies are doing here and there to find some pretty fun stories. Just like Wrong Earth is made by them as well, and that's a great story. But yeah, like I hate with that one. It wasn't an overly heavy week. I think that if you went and got the normal books that you would regularly pick up, and then they had a whole bunch of True Believers. They had 3 True Believers this week, which is usually they only have like 2, but they had 3 of those, and then the facsimile cover of Amazing Spider-Man 252, which is pretty cool. So the good part about that is that if you went with the True Believers, it's 3 books for $1 a piece. Nothing wrong.
Right. So yeah, you get 3 books for less than 1 new book.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's always cool to have. And then the crazy thing too, if you're an event collector, the only thing that I will say about this event that's kind of just insane is just the amount of tie-in stuff that they have. Like just Comically Flawed made that comment as well. And he's just like, absolutely not getting the tie-ins, just gonna go ahead and stick with the actual just main story, just because I mean I just don't have that kind of time, devotion, or money to sit there and just be like, yeah, let me get all these tie-ins and then just no, thank you. That's what channels like Comix Explained is for, where it's just like, all right, so this tie-in kind of ties into this, and you can listen to that, and he'll tell you about
it. No, I'm the same way with you. Like, this week we had War of the Realms, the Punisher book, and War of the Realms, War Scrolls. So, I mean, I'm just going to do what I would normally do, and if it's got a character that I would normally buy in it, then I'll probably go ahead and get it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to go out of my way. Like, I don't buy the Punisher. Like, I've never collected the Punisher, so I'm not getting that one. But they're bringing, titles back. Like, we're going to get a Journey into Mystery miniseries, and I kind of want that just because. And I think Sif's like a big part of that one. So I don't know. This one, going into it, I was like, no, there's no way. I'm just going to get the main book, and that's all I want. But as it kind of continues and rolls out a little bit, I find myself probably buying more.
Yeah. Well, I like Flaw's comment too. He said he's about done with the True Believers. He said they seem cheap at $1 a piece, so you have a whole shop box full of them, and you realize you spent like $100 on reprints. It's true. But it's the way I look at that in certain cases is just that when you have the ability to kind of get one of those, and it's either something that you really wanted and just can't afford, or it's just a book that you really like, it's just a book that you treasure and you don't want to end up just cracking open to read all the time, and just like, oh, well, I got this $1 copy right there, I can just read this.
No, and yeah, that's the other good thing with like that I've found with the True Believers and things like that they pop back out with, is those are good books to just kind of have out. You know what I'm saying? You don't mind if people like want to browse through those. Your friends come over, or family comes over, or whatever. Somebody wants to look. No, exactly. You're like, here.
Yeah.
These are for you.
And the cool thing too, I thought about this myself a little bit, was that as my daughter gets a little older and she's like, oh, comic, and kind of gets into more of the comics that I'm into. It's just like, oh, all right, so here's these. You can read these all you want. Like, I'm not gonna feel bad about this. Like, yeah, you can go ahead and check this out, rather than just be, Dad, can I read this? Like, I'd like you not to read my New Mutants 87, please. Like,
yeah, no touching.
It's just like, can you? All right, well, I'm glad you want to pick that up. So we have this True Believers cable. True Believers,
right?
Boom, there you go.
And that was the thing. Like, True Believers being $1, you almost just want to pick them all up.
Yep.
And I had to catch myself at one point, and I was like, why am I buying this book? Why?
Yeah.
I have the original one. There's no point. And it's not even an expensive book. It was like the first appearance of Nebula. That's not really expensive.
Yeah.
They did that one. I was like, there's no point. I've already got it.
Yeah. No, I thing, and what happens is just that at certain cases and certain points, because I find myself doing the same thing as Flood, where it's just like, I've kind of looked at them like, wow, I have almost a short box full of these guys, man. It's just like, I think it's good for I like the idea of it just because it's $1. It's but you're right. In certain cases, like, if it's something that you don't have, like, I know for me, like, I've never, like, I like the Conan story, but I've never actually collected it, just because it came out like well before I was born. So it's just like don't have the money, you know, to go and I just didn't have the time to go get those. I probably could have, you know, in my, you know, early teens when it's just like, oh yeah, you know, in the 90s, like Conan wasn't in demand at all. So I probably could have bought those all for cheap, but I just, you know, didn't have I was too focused on the X-Men and everything. But on the other side of it though, it's just like, you know, those are good because like, all right, check out these stories. And then there's something too, if it's like, oh yeah, there's a run I've always wanted to read, but never just got really into it. It's just like, well, now you can kind of check it out and see if like you like the writing, see if you like the art and everything like that. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, just like you were saying though, if it's like if you already have a bunch of them, or if you already have a bunch of those books, it's like you know, unless it's one of the ones that you just never intend on opening again, then I can understand. But yeah, it definitely catches up to you, and it catches up to you a lot quicker than you think. Whereas it's like I have all these true believers. This is nuts because I started thinking about that myself. I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with all these. Like, I mean, just I have this, you know, I think almost a short box full of them, and it's just like, ooh, that's tough. Like, you know, I this short box could be better utilized, but you know, that's all right.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you.
But yeah,
Batman this week. Batman this week was very disappointing. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, you know, the thing that kills with Batman is just like when they kind of switch up the art team a little bit, or when they kind of change things over. I feel like there's certain stories that are done. Like there's been so many good stories in that run that it's just like all right, you know, and it just kept you hooked for a while. And then like there's a few of them that just seem like they're just like throwaways, and those throwaways are so jarring just because it's such a departure from like the quality of story that you're used to reading that it's like oh, shit, man. Like, and it does. I've said it like 3 or 4 times. It's like this is the way it's gonna be. I'm just gonna stop. And then I feel like, and it's all right, Tom King. I know you're listening. It's
yeah,
right.
Yeah. Sorry, brother.
So it's just like one of those things where it's like I get what you're doing. I get, you know, and maybe if I don't say it out loud, you know what I mean, then you'll just continue on with these throwaways, and I can quit the title. That's fine. But you know, I just feel like every time I mention it, he just kind of like, oh shit. They're on JLS talking about me. I gotta go ahead and make this better now. So
all right, here's 2 issues that don't suck.
You know, and it's just like I mean, because they came out with such. I mean, the first I would say like you know the first like 25 was just so solid.
Oh yeah, because you had like the
having like
Gotham stories and the I Am Bane, Suicide.
Yeah.
Those all started out pretty strong.
I mean, it was such a strong read, and then it just kind of tapered off after like you know.
Well, it's been like 30 or 40 issues, it seems, of the Catwoman relationship that won't go away.
Yeah, and it's just like, you know, unless you had something strong built in there, it just didn't make a lot of sense. It's like, all right.
The only thing that I can think is that it's leading up to her dying. Like she's gonna die at issue 100 or something.
You know, I'm wondering if that's something that's gonna end up. And so now here's the other thing too, because you know DC is doing that Heroes in Crisis thing, which you know they've gone ahead and said that it's not gonna be continuity breaking. It's just kind of like a standalone story. Be ramifications here and there, yes, but it's not gonna affect the DC universe. Like it's not like Crisis where it's just like gonna reset everything. It's just kind of its own self-contained story where there'll be some feedback after the fact, but for the most part, everything that's done can be undone and everything like that. So it's like, okay. So I wonder if that also kind of will kind of play into that as well, where it's just like, okay, you know, she may die in one of these, you know, upcoming things, like, you know, maybe she dies in Batman Who Laughs and then bring her back, you know, a little crossover between the books. I'm not sure, but I think that you know, it's one of those things where, like, you know, they have the ability to really, you know, bring that back into the forefront and make it good, and they should. I mean, it's Batman. You can't just you know, you shouldn't have a lot of throwaway stories. Like, I would say when it comes to Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman, like those 3, you should have. You know, I think you should have your absolute top teams on those books, and Justice League too as well. You have your top teams on there that, you know, those are your flagships, and then, you know, if you want to do some throwaway stuff with some other people, yeah, go for it. You know, give some young artists and writers a shot. You know, kind of telling some stories with some characters that, you know, aren't necessarily your flagships, but like it's just like you can't take liberties with Batman like that. You know, you got to keep that title strong. Same with Superman, same with Wonder Woman, and same with the Justice League. That's just my thoughts. What's
No,
going
I'm with you.
on, Gomez?
Gomez is here. What's going on, brother? Good old Gomez. Always posting up good stuff on Instagram too.
I know. Great stuff on Instagram. Great stuff on YouTube. Like he's a guy, honestly, I love his hauls just because, like, you know, he gets, like, you can tell he's passionate about the stuff he collects, and like he really just kind of, you know, he gets you passionate about stuff that he got, like, yeah, man, I picked this up. This is really cool stuff here. And I'm like, yeah, man, and like love seeing Gomez's videos. Great stuff he posts up on Instagram. Just overall, you know, really fun channel to watch. So if you're not subbed up to Gomez, go sub him up. Definitely a cool channel. And same with Otaku Den, you know, and Vlad hasn't made a video in a while. Vlad needs to make some videos.
Vlad's retired.
Oh, come on.
Vlad's retired.
Let's get Vlad out of retirement. Let's go. Get some good books. You know, we've had conversations. He's got some great things coming on, and he's got some great stuff that he's trying to collect. So,
well, yeah. Now we'll get him on something probably in June.
There we go.
And I'm going up to Charlotte for a convention, hanging out with him.
Yeah.
And so yeah, we'll have to do some type of live stream, something there. So
there it is. So that'll be Ali, like, return to YouTube. It's just like, you know what, it's all good. Like, you know, he's coming out of retirement just for the live show. We're gonna do it up, and then what'll happen is he'll catch the bug, and then he's making videos once a month. We're not gonna sit there and say every single, just once a month. Hey man, check this out. This is what I got. And then he gets real into it, and it's just like once a week. And then it's just like, now Vlad is back full time in the community. We got him. I gotta go ahead and take that. I gotta take that path as well. It's just like, no weeks off, doing it up. You know, just having some fun. But I mean, I think it's just, you know, for the most part, it's just, you know, I just like to do it just because it's just fun to go out there and just show the stuff and everything like that. And it's just, you know, just a little bit of a different approach for me this year, more so than years prior, where it's just, you know, started a new job and just everything else. So I'm just, you know, kind of getting slowly into it. But as we approach the cons and everything, you see more stuff coming from me just because I have a lot more to show and just, you know, a lot more fun to, you know, kind of go around and everything. So I'm looking forward to all that.
Time for a comeback tour, Comic with Vlad said.
Right,
so you're gonna see him show up on all the live shows one week. He'll just be on all the live shows.
Yep. Just like, yeah, I got a full schedule. I'm on all of them.
Oh man, that would be.
He'll be hosting with Discovery Bay. Like, all right, here we have the TV guide and special guest, Comically Flawed, everyone. Hey,
no, we should do an like the kind of like reverse of Discovery Bay. And like start do videos and call people out. Well, we haven't seen a video from Boston Chris in some time. Will we get one today?
That'd be hard.
That would be funny.
You seen this man?
Yep. That would be hilarious. Oh yeah, Vlad's gonna be on auction soon, so there we go.
That'd be good because Vlad gets books, and he's, you know, another guy with his ear to the ground when it comes to all the, you know, different stuff coming out and everything like that. So looking forward to that. You know, love to see more people get involved. You know, so that's always part of the fun. But, you know, part of the fun is getting everybody going on. So yeah, Gomez says he's going to a Comic-Con in June in Vegas. Just decided today. Good stuff.
Nice, man.
Like, my cons following this one are in August, so I'm gonna go ahead and obviously go to Boston Fan Expo, and then I'm gonna go to Terrificon, which actually the reverse. So Terrificon is first down in Connecticut, and then I'm gonna go to you know, Boston Fan Expo, Comic-Con, however you want to say it. My main reason for going, my main two reasons for going to Terrificon is Chris Claremont, and then also Judge Perez is gonna be there. So you know, I've met Judge Perez, I think 3 times. Judge is the man. So partially I want to, you know, see if I can, you know, just tell him thank you, and, you know, just because it's his last rodeo going around all the different cons and stuff. But then I also, you know, have a couple books I like him to sign my Infinity Gauntlet stuff. But yeah, it's just like one of those things where to know that he's coming around is really fun, just because he's such a nice guy, and it's always a treat to go ahead and hang out and talk with him, just because he's like super nice guy. So I just want to, you know, go ahead and show my appreciation.
Hello to Just a Rican and his comics. How's it going? And the Uncanny. Uncanny Kyle Walker is here. The Prince of Tomorrow, Kyle Walker.
Yep. I want to actually give a shout out to Just Tariq in his comics. He gave me a subscribe today, so thank you very much. Definitely appreciate the support, and haven't had a chance to check out his channel yet.
Good stuff.
But let me just go ahead and do it now because it's one of them deals. So
no.
Wow.
Oh no. It's Edwin.
Yeah. Oh wow. He's got a bunch of stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and sub him back because again, sharing that love and
that's the thing. That's the thing is, it seems like there's been so many new channels popping up.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how long his has been going on, but there's been over the last 3 or 4 months, really, it feels like there's been a ton of new like comic channels that you'll see people popping up in chats or on a live show with somebody, and you're like, I don't even know who this is. So lots of going back and like looking at people's channels and things like that to see what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the fun part is that there's always new content, always new channels popping up, new creators and stuff. So definitely one of the fun parts of being in the community, just seeing all this different stuff, and then being able to go ahead and check out everybody's stuff, and just getting to meet new people and just seeing what kind of stuff they have in order to go ahead and just see what everyone's collecting, see what kind of collection everybody has, and just meet new people and everything. And speaking of new people, someone just popped in. See him right now. There he is. He's off mute. Edwin's here. What's going on, Edwin?
Hey. Hey, what's up, y'all?
It's Fonzie.
Yeah. Just had to do some errands for my wife, and we're on a new channel for ComiConversation. So, what's up with y'all?
Just chilling, talking about the community, talking about some books, plans for cons and things like that. So just.
Oh gosh. I don't know what it's like where you guys are at, but man, we got like 5. There's at least 3 or 4 excellent cons in a row each week, starting in the beginning of May. We're going for broke this year. That's what I've been telling people.
Wow. That's true.
Yeah, you gotta think though, like not a small area because I'm sure they're all spread out, but like con burnout.
Wallet burnout. What are you talking about?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
I could do cons every weekend. I don't have a problem with that. It's just my wallet can handle it.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's just getting in the door.
Yeah, right. They rip you off.
I mean,
they charge you and then they start ripping you off. Sorry.
I guess I could. I mean, if I included, just the Northeast area, yeah, they'd probably be like I could probably sit there and say, okay. Maybe not right away, week after week, but like I would say, throughout the summer, there's a few, there's a few really good ones, kind of lined up between like, June and September. But man, it's just, I don't think I can do that either. It's just, like you said, wallet burnout. I don't know about, probably con burnout as well too, just because it's a lot of long days. I mean, if you're doing the weekend pass, it's a lot to deal with and everything. So. And just lugging books back and forth and all the rest of it. But I will say though, to have that many options is awesome. To be able to be like, you know what?
Yeah.
You're not going to all of them, but 3 out of 5, yeah, I'm gonna hit.
Yeah,
that.
you can be picky at that point. Who's gonna be at this one? Like what vendor I've seen before, things like that. So a good problem to have.
You guys end up getting dudes like Tom McFarlane and stuff to show up. We randomly and rarely get him to show up. Like I think Jim Lee. For the first time came last year, and that was the first time since like 2002 or something like that. So it's just like I like when I see the guest list for like Dallas and shows just around the country. Like, how are they getting like Boston? What's going on? Like we couldn't get these guys too. Like how are they? Why are they all going to New York? That's not fair. Like
you got to communicate with your the guys who are running those conventions, man.
Yeah. Well, I think. They were a little bit more receptive before it was Fan Expo. Now Fan Expo has like a different agenda. I think they're more celebrities than but but they did bring in some really good people too, though. So I can't knock them too hard because I know some people like to be like, oh, it's just a pop culture thing, and they want to get this going over here and just have all these actors and stuff. But I mean, last year at Boston, I mean, they had Rob Liefeld, they had J. Scott Campbell, they had Jim Lee. I mean, just a ton of talent coming through there. And I think they also had who the hell else did they have? I'm trying to think. Mark Teixeira, Bob McLeod, Joe Rubenstein, John Romita Jr. I mean, they had they had John Byrne. What am I even thinking of? They had John Byrne come out of nowhere and just like do a con again. So it's just like, they definitely have the backing there to go ahead and bring some good names out. So maybe not this year, maybe in a couple years, Todd will come up and I'm like, yeah, Todd, check out the Spawnable and go ahead and sign this. I know you signed $1 billion. I want you to sign this one because it's mine.
Well, the con that Justin's going to and Adam, they got a lot of names there, man. And that's like a cheap con. What, that like a $5, $10 con or something?
It's more than that for the whole weekend.
Oh, is it?
It's not. It's not a crazy expensive one. It's more of a mid-range.
But y'all got a lot of creators.
Lots of creators.
That's pot.
Finally gonna get to meet Jennifer.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
But before that,
that's
on Free Comic Book Day, y'all having anything good? Because I got Mark Bagley. I got the original artist of G.I. Joe is gonna be there. Dan Fraga. Dan Fraga is gonna be at my shop on Free Comic Book Day. I
don't know who he is, but he sounds exciting.
You don't. All right, hold on. Hold on, I'll show you something. He's done a lot of stuff. He worked with Image back in the day. Had a book called Black and White, and I can't find what I was looking for, but whatever. He's really cool. So.
Oh, what a lineup there. Bill Sienkiewicz, Jenny Frison, Mike Zeck, Scotty Young. Oh, man.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Also Mark Waid, Chip Zdarsky, like the last it's like the last 3 writers of Daredevil are gonna be there. So like my brain's gonna be going nuts. Hey, can I ask you a question?
You need to bring just like a walking suitcase full of stuff if that's the case.
Well, yeah, I mean we're staying that whole weekend. We got a room and everything, so I'll drive up there with a short box full of stuff. Wow, eventually get signed.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. That's such a great lineup, right? I mean, just those names alone is an awesome lineup, and then you get all these other people too. It's just like, I'm telling you, like I have to say, I get con envy every year when I see other people's cons. It's just like, I'm just like, oh, man, they got these. Oh, nice. Con envy. It's just like, we couldn't get him too. But that's all good though. It's gonna be fun.
I'm sending some books with a friend. He's going to East Coast Comic-Con, and I'm sending some Fantastic Four so I can get Joe Sinnott to sign because he's officially announced like his retirement.
Yeah, he's old. He's gonna be type of stuff. I'm trying to think. The small con that I'm going to up in New Hampshire, the Little Giant Comic Con. I gotta see the guy's name. He used to ink for Jack Kirby, so that's pretty cool. Like,
really?
Yeah, a bunch of Kirby books.
Oh wow, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I'll find it right now.
Jeez.
So what I
just looked at that. Hold on, Jesse sent me a picture that was hilarious, and I think it's in the whatever. But yes, Jesse, that was hilarious, and I need to find this. What did you miss? We talked about Jane Foster getting a new job.
Yep.
I'm sorry. With Jesse's picture.
Yeah, right. That's amazing. If that's what you pulled out, we'll show everybody later. But if that's what you pulled out, you wouldn't have to worry about needing it at that point anyway. You might put it back in your pocket and walk out the door.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but we talked about just the hype surrounding Avengers Endgame, how excited we are for that, things like that. The announcement with what happens in Realm Wars 2 for Jane to be getting her new book and what her title will now be, thing like that. Did you see any of that other than what I said?
I saw the picture you posted, but I don't know if it has to do with the Valkyrie.
Yep, that's it. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I saw that.
Something bad happens to the Valkyrie, so then she has to become a Valkyrie. you know.
Okay.
But she's gonna get like a really cool weapon that basically can be whatever she wants it to be.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those kind of things like, oh, I need a sword. Oh, I need an axe. I need wings. And just whatever she wants.
Nice.
Kind of, yeah, a little overpowered, but pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it gets her out of a lot of trouble, and for an artist, that means you get to draw all kinds of things. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's never just like a hammer. It's whatever the situation calls for. So kind of cool. Kind of cool. We'll see what goes. I am, like you said, we talked about maybe a little bit of backlash from that. With some people wanted her to be Thor again and things like that. What about the actual character Valkyrie that they had in the most recent Exiles book that mirrored that Valkyrie from Thor Ragnarok? What do they do with that character? You know, like so, kind of convoluted-ish.
Yeah.
with the female Asgardians when they don't really know it, because you also have Sif, who's supposed to play a bigger role in some of this, especially in like the Journey in a Mystery book. So,
did you guys talk about the new Star Wars trailer?
we haven't got there yet. Y'all take it away.
I don't know what you guys think about it.
I thought it was good. I mean, I think that what they did was well done enough to get people to be excited about it. I think had they released the title first, people would have been like, "What the hell does that even mean?" Because I'm still trying to figure out what exactly the title is supposed to mean. You know, in terms of the story and what we've seen happen, and it's just like, well, how the hell is that going to be the rise of Skywalker? I don't get it quite fully.
Yeah, I don't know.
I do think that I think that they've shown some pretty cool stuff, and then also the whole Palpatine laugh at the end.
And he was there at Celebration.
Yeah, so they're just like, nothing truly dies or whatever, and it's just like, and then you hear his voice, so it's just like, wondering what's gonna go on with that, and I mean, I still feel like it's gonna be a very, very tough sell to figure out how they went ahead, how they're gonna kind of bring things back from The Last Jedi. I mean, I've said that a billion times, but it's just like, I just feel like, I mean, overall, and I know a lot of people will be like a lot of people sign off like, never seen it again. I think it's going to do well, because I think that it did enough to kind of intrigue people to want to get into it and see what it is that they're going to be doing, and then just kind of find the end of their journey together, because they went ahead and said that, like, all the characters are going to come together to try to figure out a way to solve the issues that are going on. So I don't know, it seems pretty cool. I mean, I never was gone from the franchise. I always thought it was like, I didn't have as much of a problem as a lot of other people did with Last Jedi, but I just think that they did enough to. I mean, I was going to see this one regardless, and then kind of done enough to get me kind of intrigued enough to be like, you know what, I'm able to kind of put some of that to the side and going with an open mind to be like, okay, what's this gonna be like? So we'll see if it pays off. I'm going to be honest though, I don't like the title because I don't understand. I just don't get what it means versus the actual events of what's happened. You can't have the rise of Skywalker, and if it's just like, well, now he's a Force ghost, well, but that doesn't need. We already know that. You don't need to put that in the title. That's just being.
I've been telling y'all since the beginning. Rey is a Skywalker.
I mean,
well, Princess Leia is kind of a Skywalker too, right?
Yeah, but she's dead.
Well, they have her in the trailer. I mean,
they're not going to CGI her the whole movie.
They're using old footage from The Force Awakens, I guess, because that's what J.J. Abrams was saying at the celebrations. Like, we weren't going to reshoot. We never thought about using CGI. It was just we had enough left over that we could go ahead and make her scenes kind of stand out in this movie. So, I mean, we'll see. I guess it's just kind of. I guess it's funny that they shot some stuff with it that I guess is gonna have to fit within context. So I have to shoot the rest of the movie so it fits in with what was deleted out from 2 movies ago, I guess.
Well, I mean, y'all know how I feel, but I will say that the CGI for how they did Princess Leia looked really good. It's very impressive. And then I will admit that the nostalgia did kind of kick in a little bit when I saw what's his name,
Lando.
Yeah, Lando. But I'm like, do these guys wash their clothes? Because they all have like the same. Even like Han Solo had the same leather vest, and anyways. But I don't know. I mean, regardless of how divided this franchise is, you already know that it's going to make a lot of money.
Yeah, of course.
Especially being the last one. So I'll probably eventually see. I don't know if I'll pay to see it, but I definitely am curious to see how they kind of end this entire saga.
Yeah, I am too. Just kind of to see.
They're gonna end it with a nice celebration at the Ewok village.
Oh my gosh!
Just all the Ewoks come through. Like, when are you gonna invite us to the battle? You want to battle the Sith or the Empire? I get without Ewoks.
Wicked they have to go back there. Because they need something out of the pile of ashes where Vader was burned.
Mm-hmm. And then isn't there rumors that what's his name is in it? Who played Anakin in parts 2 and 3? What's his name?
Oh, Hayden Christensen.
Yeah, Hayden Christensen.
I didn't hear anything about that.
I have not heard.
Maybe a Force Ghost or something. That's just what I've been. Some of the rumors that I've heard. It's probably gonna be like a small part, but.
I would rather you have you Force Ghost James Earl Jones. I don't care how out of place Force Ghost him before you do.
Like, who's this black guy?
And that's the thing too. If they're gonna do Ghost and they do him young, then if we see a ghost of Luke, is he gonna be old or young?
That's true.
It's like why would you pick and choose?
Mm-hmm. Like, Dad, you're a younger Force Ghost than I am. And he died as an old man, so he should definitely be old. He should not be. I mean, that still sticks out as a sore thumb. Anytime I see it on television, it's just like, oh god, here comes Hayden Christensen. Yeah, they de-aged him. Now we have a 28-year-old Vader, even though he died 10 minutes ago, and we saw him, and he was all shriveled up and shriveled up and just wrinkled and old. But his Force Ghost just has that touch up. So, I think I think that for the most part, it definitely looks good, and I think that it's something that everyone's going to want to go see, and of course there's going to be the criticism back and forth, those who love it, those who don't, but you know what? In the end, it's all about just having some fun. So I'm looking forward to it. I think that J.J. Abrams being back in the saddle is a good idea. I think that
I agree with that.
I think that he realized that and whether it was scheduling stuff or whatever, I think that maybe he realized they should have waited a little bit.
He should have never left for the second one, because I dig the first one when he came back. I mean, I wasn't crazy about Rey, didn't really know anything about her or whatever, but that whole Star Wars feel, it was there.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean, the way I look at it too is just like if you like Rocky, you watch those movies. It's like when they went ahead and made Rocky Balboa, which is Rocky 6. But when they made that movie, they realized that hey, we made a mistake with Rocky 5. Timing the machine gun. It's all and they just kind of glossed over that. They were just like, oh yeah, like fought Drago, and then I retired, and then Adrian got sick and died, but now I'm back to fight again, and it's cool. It's just like, so that's all you got to do, just kind of, So I mean, if they can move past certain things, like move past all the craziness, and just kind of stick with, all right, here's the actual main story. We were kind of drunk the last time, but now we're back. We know what we're doing. We're focused. That's what you need. So, but also with that, too, I don't know if you guys saw the trailer for The Mandalorian. The teaser trailer dropped for that. The TV show they're going to be doing on the Disney streaming service.
I haven't seen that. I did see their pricing is pretty affordable. What is it, $5.99, $6.99?
Yeah,
way cheaper than anybody right now.
Yeah,
and I read an article saying that they're trying to be competitive with Netflix.
Yeah, which I think is going to end up being that's going to end up being just introductory. I feel like once they kind of get past the first like 3 months or whatever, it'll probably end up new subscribers going up. And I mean, because let's put it this way: if you can grandfather that in for at least like a year or two, that's not bad at all. I mean, and I know just the fact that it's going to have new content plus all the other stuff. Like my wife is a huge fan of Disney. I mean, I love Disney stuff too, so it's just like that works. I mean, that's really just a good purchase as far as I can tell. So, that's definitely one that I'll be picking up when it does come out, and looking forward to what content they're going to be putting up there. And the Mandalorian looked pretty cool. So if you haven't seen the trailer, go ahead and check it out. There's some commentary with Jon Favreau in there, just kind of explaining it, what it's going to be, and he had said that it's supposed to be taking place after Return of the Jedi. So, and they're looking at it as an opportunity to be able to show some new worlds and new characters and new species and stuff like that, new planets. So, they really want to go ahead and try to expand that universe, and really bring about, some different perspective in the Star Wars universe. So the thing that I'm hoping is that they kind of I think they're hoping that they make it kind of dark and everything like that, and kind of gritty, like how the Mandalorians were, portrayed in like video games and books and stuff like that. Just like they're warriors, and they're not about doing things in a good way. They're about doing things in the way that gets them the result they need. So I think that, Jon Favreau being attached and Jon Favreau being involved is going to be a good thing. So I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a good series, and looks like a lot of fun. So really cool stuff.
Yeah.
What would be awesome too, and just to piggyback off of what Flawed said, was he said that he picked up some Boba Fett books in preparation, because Boba Fett still, I mean, he didn't necessarily die. If you read the comics, he made it out of the Sarlacc pit. So if they cameo of him or something like that in there, that would be pretty cool, just to kind of see where he's at, or just, I don't even care if it's just passing by, like just to know that Boba Fett's alive, he's still around, and there's a chance that we can get some story, some other stories having to do with him, following Return of the Jedi would be really, really cool.
Yeah, because I mean, really, what we need to see in live action form is a Mandalorian type person do something and not fail.
Yes, true.
Because all the ones that we've ever seen have lost horribly.
Yeah. And that's the thing too. Like, I mean, if you're in the books and everything, I mean, the Mandalorian is just like badass. I mean, as far as everything's concerned, like they're able to hold their own against the Jedi with like no real problem. And they're supposed to be like super skilled warriors. But you're right. In the minus Empire and minus Empire, they're not too efficient as far as everything's concerned. It's just like Return of the Jedi. I mean, the way he goes out in that movie is so sad. But
that and even Jango Fett.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I didn't want to even mention that because I mean, episode 2 he started out strong, and then all of a sudden it's like, nope. Episode 2 he just got smoked. It was just like, wow.
You got your head cut off.
Yeah.
And it didn't even come out of your helmet.
I don't know anything about the Mandalorian, but do they use the Force like the Jedi?
No.
They're bounty hunters.
Yeah, they're
okay.
They're just straight out,
So it's like Star Wars, but Dog the Bounty Hunter.
As soon as you said that, I pictured that blonde mullet, man.
That's the helmet's for, just kind of keep that down.
Oh,
just
man.
A blonde mullet attached to like that helmet. Oh,
right?
That awesome. All right, so that's what we want to see this year, everybody, at some con. We need some Boba Fett, Dog the Bounty Hunter crossover cosplay. Go.
Would be awesome because see, Dog isn't making lots of money like he used to. So, Dog, you can actually get some pretty cool appearances if you just cut out a pot for the mullet to come in. Just like, I mean, even if it's just a face mask. If you're watching, Dog, and I know you are, make it happen. Go to some cons, dress up as a Mandalorian bounty hunter. We can get that in there. We can work a cameo with that. That would be pretty cool.
That would be pretty funny. But like, so yeah, there was definitely that. Those two things out of Star Wars Celebration. Did they announce a new animated Star Wars? Did we hear anything about that?
Oh, I had seen something about that. I don't know if it was like a trailer or something. But it was like a trailer. 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 It was like a tr I think it's supposed to be oh my god. It was something I think having to do with the I guess story having to do with I think Vader's apprentice. Initially. And then they had I remember seeing it. I didn't read it fully, but I had seen something like they're gonna have a animated series, and I think it's focusing more with her.
With Azaka?
I
Or
think-
who? Yeah.
And oh yeah, they made more they did make more information available about the What If series that's gonna be happening on the
Oh yeah, it's not going to be a series or something.
yeah. And
Live action.
There we go. There we go. Clone Wars Season 7 and Resistance Season 2.
yeah. I was gonna say, I think the Clone Wars stuff is more that's gonna focus on Vader's apprentice, and then the Resistance one looks like it's gonna be pretty cool, and then they have Galaxy of Adventures as well, another one there where it's just kind of focusing on the original cast, so looks pretty cool.
I would not want to be a Sith apprentice.
Well, I mean, she wasn't quite a Sith apprentice at that point. She's still kind of a Padawan at that.
Well, but I'm just saying they always end up dead. There's only ever like one or two Sith masters, and they have like tons and tons of apprentices.
Count Dooku was the random.
Like a Robin.
I feel like Palpatine was the one that broke that rule a little bit. He's like, I'm gonna have about 3 of you guys and let you fight it out and see who wins.
Yeah. My question though is, how old is Palpatine really?
Right.
You never know.
Because I mean, like, think about it. If he's still but that wouldn't make sense. If he was still alive in the new movie, because there can only be one Sith Lord at a time.
I don't know.
And then that ugly dude just died in the last movie, so there needs to be a new Sith Lord. But I don't think it's like, sitting out a term and then running for president again. I don't think you get to be Sith Lord after you've been lost Sith Lord. So.
Wow, I think for let's just say he ends up being in that, and he's like, I'm going to take over and be the Sith Lord. I'm going to be the evil one. Kylo Ren, I don't think would last too long with him as his master. I think that he would definitely.
He's too emotional.
Yeah. I think you would actually end up breaking and destroying him and probably set him up to be killed by somebody else.
Okay, listen to this. The guy who plays Palpatine, Ian McDiarmid, however you say his name. McDiarmid, yeah. He's still alive. 74.
Yeah, no. He was on stage at
Star Wars. He was? Oh, I don't know. I didn't see it.
Yeah. No, he looked good. He looked good.
Oh, okay. So he's probably in the film?
Yeah.
Reprising his role?
I mean, we got the laugh. That's all we know.
Yeah.
He just laughed. So, I mean, he could just, he could just be in the crowd at a comedy show or something like that and just laugh. You never know. You just get that laugh from him, and then he came out and did the voice. And
so what, Vader threw him down the shaft and he lived?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean...
Well, our Comix misexplained what's going on, said he learned how to cheat death from Darth Plagueis.
Yep. And then also, I mean, depending on what you go with, and I know that there's so much stuff from books that, Disney went ahead and was like, no, none of that exists. But I mean, if they really wanted to, and it would be kind of weird and late to introduce it, but maybe Mara Jade saved him. You never know. I mean, there could be any number of different things that came up. I'm assuming they're gonna have some type of thing where he uses his power to cheat death, so he can come back and start controlling things. And
that's gonna change everything, man. That everybody's gonna rewatch Return of the Jedi all over again.
And you have to figure out how he survived it. I mean, just because he fell into that reactor, like he fell into was thrown into the reactor and fell down, and then we saw a big explosion.
Yeah. So, and Luke did survive when he went down the thing. He was on that little upside down T rod.
Yeah, and he didn't even have
that little cross beam, and it saved his life. Without that, he was finished. He would have been still falling down in the clouds.
I mean, I guess it's possible, but man, that's kind of a stretch. I just think it would be very, very misleading if you give us that laugh at the end of The Rise of Skywalker and like Palpatine isn't even anywhere in the film.
No, I think he will be. I mean, they've gone ahead and made, tried to get people back to the movie. And so, I mean, they got Lando back for this one, and they actually had him come out at Celebration. So it's just, Ian McDermott. So I think he'll be in the movie in some way, shape, or form. I don't know. I mean, I feel like whatever he does is going to end up having to be definitive within that movie. So if he shows up, he's probably going to end up being killed in that same movie, just because the fact is this is supposed to end that whole, Skywalker saga thing. So I think that, he'll be in there. He's going to cause some trouble, and he's going to end up meeting his ultimate doom in that movie. So,
I mean, but that's a really good question. Though, is like you're ending a trilogy on the rise of a character.
Well, yeah, and the other thing that I wondered too. I mean, as I was watching the trailer, is like the trailer starts out with Luke talking, and then Rey just like hyperventilating, and it seems as though at some point in the movie, they get like Luke Skywalker's gonna download all the knowledge of the Jedi into her head. Like that's what
I mean. He clearly already like downloaded the parkour aspects.
Yeah, because she just kind of takes down that TIE fighter like it was nothing. She just like turned, I mean, she didn't even face it. She just ran, turned around, and just like,
yeah. So, I'm gonna cut you in half.
Yeah, but I mean, it's definitely open to so much different speculation and thought. And again, have to wait until December, so I'm sure there's going to be all these crazy theories left and right. And I think one of the things that they're trying to write is one of the wrongs they're trying to write is Rey's parentage, just because I mean, it was so far off the mark to be like, oh yeah, she's just some drunk sold her for beer money, and that's just the way her parents are just a couple of
Yeah, well, I mean, hopefully they don't make her a Jesus also.
No, I mean, I think which begs a lot of different questions too, because then it's just like, okay, is Kylo Ren really good or bad? Because I mean, he may have known, he may not have known, but then again, I mean, I wonder if he's telling her that just to kind of protect her from whatever else could be out there. But then again, he's supposed to be like the new supreme evil in the universe, so it doesn't make any sense. It's just it's very tough to kind of make sense of everything, by the way it was all presented in the last movie. It's just like there's a lot of reaching that has to be done. So like I said, I always think that there's going to be grains of salt that you have to take when trying to connect dots with this movie and that movie. But we'll see what happens. I mean, because it looks like it's going to be, it looks like it can be cool. And I think that, I mean, I shouldn't say I think. I know that Lando and Palpatine are definitely fan service. So when it comes down to it, is the story going to be strong enough to, I guess, rectify some of what happened in the last movie? Or is it just going to be, eye candy and fan service that kind of get you through, and, is it good enough to make you forget about all the other stuff, and they just kind of shy away from it all? You never know. I mean, I just think I'm just really, really looking. I'm just really curious to see what all the theories are going to be and everything like that, because I'm sure that like speculation is going to go crazy, and I don't think we're going to get another trailer or any other real big information until we get closer to like September, October area, and then you'll kind of see a little bit more here and there. But for now, we just got that teaser until, things come a little bit closer to the time it's going to be released.
Hopefully, Edwin's wrong.
Do you guys think that this is gonna, because in my mind, I'm thinking like, okay, so once episode 9 is done, where do you go from there? So
they've already said what they're gonna do.
Okay, I haven't read up on it. I was just wondering if episode 9 is gonna maybe lead into something else.
Then they're gonna go a different direction with way in the past or something.
Oh, okay.
So we're not gonna continue with the characters that we have now.
Yeah, okay. They want to go back to I guess Old Republic type stuff, or somewhere within the they said like 200 years prior or something like that. Yeah. Oh, wow. So that'll be with all the
okay.
With the showrunners from Game of Thrones. So action-wise, it should be really good. And I mean, I just wonder with them making the show that they're making, or with them making the movie that they're going to be making, that trilogy, if it's going to be, kind of a strange place for them, just because they're used to having a, wide open series such as Game of Thrones, where they can kind of just go where they want to go with it, whether it's, having profanity, having nudity, having, lots of violence and stuff like that. Whereas something like
No, well, yeah, it's
more
still
tightly
gonna be
boxed and
Disney, so
Star yeah. Well, exactly. I don't think they're gonna have nudity and stuff like that. I'm just saying that, like, I think for the, seeing what for them, doing what they've been known for, and us seeing that, it's gonna be kind of a, I guess, little bit different type vibe. But they do know how to handle, big epic story arcs like that. So I think it'll still ultimately come out good. And I just think that for them, maybe it's like going to be tough to have those kind of constraints. But I mean, those guys are really open about what they do when it comes to like production and commentary and stuff. So I'm sure there'll be a lot of different commentary to let us know like what's going on, how they feel about everything and everything else. So I'm looking to it, and getting to see some new characters and just different places, different planets and stuff like that. That'll be cool.
it's like that's all we ever get out of like all these like, Star Wars is a good example. It's like, the Jedi Order and how cool they were, and the one time we get to see the Jedi Order, it's the end of the Jedi Order.
Yeah.
So we always get weird things like that where we don't get to see the golden age of these like really great forces or whatever. So for them to, if they do go back a couple hundred years, however long, and we get to see like a full, a fully staffed, fully functional Jedi Council, the whole order's going like, everything as it should be. I would really like to see that. We got like a teeny little taste of it, maybe in the second prequel, but
yeah, which would be cool. Because I remember a friend of mine. I remember like years ago, and I was like, always asking. Just, I mean, this is way before the prequel. I was like, wonder what happened with the fall of the Jedi. I mean, they say like all this different stuff. He's like, what do you think happened? He's like, the stormtroopers. That's how they got their name. They stormed the Jedi. I was like, no way. Just because up to that point, we only had episodes 4, 5, and 6. I'm like, dude, stormtroopers can't even hit anything. What are you talking about? And lo and behold, he was right though. Like, and I don't know how. I think he just said that as a kind of a, just a, snappy comment. But I mean, he, for the fact that he ended up being right was pretty cool. I was like, wow, I didn't know that. Like, I would have never known that. Like, oh, the fearsome, Warriors of the Galaxy and this and that. I mean, who would have known? But they did that in a good enough way that it made sense. But yeah, just to see it kind of coming about would be cool. To see, to see some of the actual other wars that they had fought, between Jedi, Sith, and everything like that. Old Republic, New Republic, all that type of stuff. I think it's really cool that they're going to go in a different direction. I think that sometimes you kind of have to go to the past, to kind of see what things were prior to. I mean, just because, going past this, and I think it gives them time to figure out where they want to go, closing out the Skywalker saga. Like, where do you go from there? Like, how do you kind of, what place do you want to lead to, and how do you do it so that it's not redundant and being like, okay, we already watched 9 movies of this, already happened, so we don't need another trilogy of, the same exact thing, just different characters. It's definitely going to be something that, will be interesting, and I think that going backwards before going forwards is a smart idea.
Yeah.
Years later, found the bones of Chewie. That was a Bigfoot skeleton. Oh yeah. Jesse's talking about the comic where Indiana Jones basically can finds Han Solo and Chewie's bodies, like skeletons and stuff like that.
Oh wow, really? That's
Yeah,
crazy. So that's like the Battlestar Galactica version of Star Wars. They end up on Earth later.
yeah. It says it's Star Wars Tales 19. And then Comix explains that he's pumped for the Mandalorian. Takes place 5 years after the Return of the Jedi. So, I mean, Star Wars, it's funny just because everybody kind of got one foot in the grave and everything like that, and I think going the TV route rather than kind of just throwing those random one-shot movies is probably a better way to go about it. Even if you're trying to, we're gonna do Solo. Well,
Star Wars Tales number 9.
Time to expand and show what you want to show. So looking forward to all that. Like it's gonna be really cool.
I gotta go look. I gotta write this book down now. Thanks, Jesse. I just want to read it.
Yeah, no, I hear you. And the crazy part too is the one thing I will say is that like a lot of the Dark Horse Star Wars stuff doesn't get a lot of the credit that it should. It used to be
it used to carry a good weight with it, but once they said, oh well, none of this is canon.
Yeah, which killed, but
took the steam out of it there.
There's so much of it, and it's really, really cool. As far as like how much they have and how just all these different stories and volumes of stories and stuff. I think it's worth checking out. It's really cool. I would say probably better to pick up and trade than the regular issues. Not from a standpoint of expense, but just more of a standpoint of you don't want to end up having to buy 300 different books. It's just just buy some graphic novels to kind of tell the stories that you want to see. So
it's funny because there's this is just coming from my LCS. He said there's statistics showing that movies don't necessarily drive comic sales up, but I will say that prior to The Last Jedi, the movie The Force Awakens actually did drive me to reading more Star Wars comics.
Yeah.
So and I actually found, I never read the stuff that they made in the 70s and 80s, but we talked about Vader down and Darth Vader and all that stuff, and that was some pretty good content, man. That was some really, really good storylines.
Well, the thing that, and I've been saying it on my channel for a while, the thing that makes it crazy is just that he's a guy whose stories that his entire timeline. Other than let's put it this way, most of his timeline from minus the fact that when he's a baby and stuff, you've seen it. You've seen his whole story arc, and it's just they're able to find a way to just kind of insert really good storytelling that kind of fits in between what we actually know about him, which is really, really cool and it's been done really, really well. I say that all the time. I think that the Vader series are I think the strongest that have come out of that whole rebooted Star Wars Marvel Comics line.
You had Jason Aaron writing Vader down.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
But you could go pretty deep with him because if you remember the very first issue or the very first movie, his mom said that there was no father. She was just pregnant, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like the Virgin Mary type.
That's why I said that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's you could go deeper and I don't know.
But I don't know if Jesse's theory was something that's real or if he was just talking. But Palpatine, it was Palpatine that impregnated her with the Force.
Yeah, it happens in one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where?
It's one of the Vader books.
That's crazy.
One of the what?
It's one of the Vader books that shows it.
Oh, is that what happened? So, well, there you go. No, it was just forced immaculate conception.
Isn't that rape?
Yeah, can't she sue him for that?
I didn't even know it was him. He's sitting there working
could she sue the Force?
Yeah.
Could she press charges against the Force?
Oh my god!
Same people did her in. So, actually, she has a bunch of different suits that she could file. First of all, she could file criminal charges against the Sand People because they definitely abused her and led to her dying. And then you have, the other cases against allegedly against Palpatine because and that'd be true. Allegedly, he did those things. But the Force might be also an accomplice within those proceedings as well. So,
they didn't try to stop him, or the Force didn't try to stop him. So it's definitely an accomplice.
So JLS asked if we had talked about the games yet. Haven't talked about that Fallen Order. I guess is the game that's coming out. I I haven't actually seen much about it, and that's my fault. I just haven't really been paying a lot of attention to it. I will say that when it comes to Star Wars games, there's been a lot of really fun ones that have come out, and the the thing that's really cool about some of them is that they give you different aspects of what you can do. Like I know Battlefront was really well received, the first one, just because it was like you get to play these epic battles from like different angles and stuff like that. Then you had going back a little further, the what was it? The one with the apprentice, Darth Vader's apprentice. I forget what it's called now.
The Force Unleashed.
Force Unleashed. Thank you.
Yeah.
And the first one was cool. I didn't really like the second one, but the first one was really cool. And then before that, you had the Old Republic games, which were really, really good, really fun. Had an RPG element to it, kind of like Star Wars Skyrim type thing, because it was the predecessor to Skyrim. So, and then I guess if you want to go way back to the classic gaming, you have TIE Fighter, the flight simulator, and the X-Wing flight simulator game. And then also there was one a long, long time ago where it was this. I remember it was all for the computer. Was really good. And then also you have Shadow of the Empire, which was really good, and people had looked at as potential for an actual potential game adaptation of a movie, because people really wanted to see that come out. That was back in the N64 days. But really, really fun games. I mean, I know that throughout the timeline of Star Wars, I mean, they've had some really, really fun games and stuff like that. And then also the Super Nintendo ones that came out that were, Super Star Wars, Super Empire Strikes Back, Super Return of the Jedi, all very fun games. So I'm going to have to do a little bit more research and find out some more about Fallen Order, because it seems like it should be pretty cool. It's published by Electronic Arts, and I know a lot of people weren't happy with
It's in the game.
Well, they were pretty upset with the DLC aspect of it. I'm sorry, not the DLC, but the microtransactions, because I mean they really locked down a lot of good stuff, like locked down Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader and other playable characters behind paywalls and stuff like that. So people weren't too happy about that. But it looks like let's see, so it should be coming out for Windows, PlayStation 4, and Xbox on November 15th of this year.
Suck it, Mac. Suck it.
Yeah, right before right before Christmas, so pretty cool there. And then it says the premise of it is that it takes place after Order 66, which is the galaxy-wide purge of the Jedi Order, and place take control of Padawan Cal Kestis, one of the last surviving Jedi. So you kind of get to go ahead and, I guess, get revenge, or at least kind of continue on the Jedi way after the whole Order 66 comes down. There is a trailer online, so you guys, if you haven't seen it, check it out, and then kind of go ahead and see what you guys think. But as far as that, that's all I have for that. Just kind of going off of the basic synopsis of it all. Looks like it's going to be pretty fun, though. It was created with the Unreal Engine 4, so for all of us video game people, that's pretty cool, because the Unreal Engine, is used to make all the biggest and best games. So pretty cool stuff. So all in all, sounds like it's going to be really fun. But I don't know. That's all I got for that. So I really don't have much else to say about it. I have to check out that trailer and see what's going on next. But what else? Now, Jesse, you could have given us some more topics, because Jesse's, Jesse's
Comic
really,
King. But see, we did really good job, Chris, because we've made it to the end of the show.
That's right.
Without any dead spots.
No, it's cool. I mean, I think we had a really good time. I want to thank everybody for showing up and checking out the chat and everything. And hopefully, be back on the regular channel next week. If any change happens, we will let you know. We will, do our best to get on and have a show, and let everybody kind of talk about the new stuff going on in the comics. And we're edging closer to Infinity War, as we alluded to earlier. So that's going to be pretty cool, and I know a lot of people are going to be excited for that. Jesse has all the numbers and figures that we gave for our predictions. So hopefully we'll get into that. Just kind of, I guess, a final tally of the numbers as far as what everybody gave and everything like that. And then the following week we'll have our recap, go over it all, and if I'm not mistaken, there was, I think, a prize potentially attached to whoever got closest. So, we'll go ahead and let Jesse discuss that again, just to make sure, because I'm not sure if that was. I thought that's what was said, but I don't know for sure. So, could be the Marvel No Prize. We'll see. But
yeah.
Overall, because I don't want to speak for him, I just want to, just kind of throw that out there. But in general,
I feel like there was something, but I don't remember.
I thought so too. I did, but I don't fully remember. That was a couple weeks ago, or probably like a month ago. We went over that. So,
wow, you're right. So a week from Friday, Infinity War.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing is next Thursday there'll be a lot of people going to Thursday night showings. So.
That's right. Yeah. So one thing we will have to do is be very vigilant to make sure that what happened during the Infinity War, midnight launch doesn't happen again, or the midnight, sorry, not the midnight, but the early showing on Thursday doesn't happen again, which is to make sure that no one comes in with a spoiler like that, because that was kind of not cool. But overall, definitely, looking forward to seeing what's going to happen with that. So again, it's been a great show. You really had a lot of fun. I want to thank Justin for hosting again. Thank everyone for coming on and just talking with us, having some fun, because I know he was taking a bit of a hiatus, from the show, just kind of doing his own thing. So I guess we go over what we're going to be going on with our channels over the next week. So I don't know who wants to start it.
Go ahead. You go ahead. You got it. You just keep on cruising, brother.
I'll be putting up my haul. I do have a top 10 book that I have to go ahead and show off. And then also another one on the way. So this might be I guess within the next couple of days, it should be on its way in. So this might be probably two separate videos, but 2 top 10 book week, which is pretty cool. And then just checking out some of the books and stuff like that, and just showing what I have. So look forward to some videos coming out from me this week. At least 2 of the top 10 books will be shown as well. So that's what I have coming up. And then the following Saturday, I'll be at the Little Giant Comic-Con up in New Hampshire. So I'll be going ahead and getting some books signed, and also hopefully getting some new books here and there. Maybe a top 10 book, we'll see. But never know. We'll see what the budget has in store, after changes and things like that. But looking forward to all that. So that's what I have coming up on my channel in the next couple of weeks.
Cool. What about yourself, Edwin?
I don't have a lot. I'm busy working a lot with this new job, but
right.
I'm just trying to kind of keep up with what's going on. I mean, you could probably tell a little bit. I'm kind of out of the loop with some things, but I'm just enjoying watching other people's content and just kind of living life. So y'all just keep doing your thing, and I'll put out a video maybe eventually one of these days. But
yeah, that's what we talked about earlier. Is there's so many new comic book channels. There's always something new to watch.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just like, if you had to take a break, that's fine. There's plenty of other content that's coming up, and then when you get ready to come back, you just go ahead and make yourself some videos, because in general, everybody's looking to see everybody else's content. So when you have a chance to come back and do it up when you feel comfortable, just head back on, and everybody just go back to watching some videos from Edwin, seeing what he's got going on, whether it's some books he pressed out or if it's just some new pickups from a couple of cons and stuff like that. Be pretty cool.
Right. Well, over on my channel, which is where we are right now, I have something coming up on Saturday night, so watch out for a video on Saturday night. And then, of course, Sunday morning we'll be back for Sunday morning comics. That'll be a fun one. And then we talked about earlier, there's a Magic pre-release next weekend also with Avengers Endgame, so that weekend's going to be nuts. I'll try to get some crazy stuff for that. And then just a big thanks for everybody who showed up in the chat. Nick Miller, Mastodon Comics and Collectibles, JLS Comics, whoever that guy is, he must be new. So hopefully he's doing okay. Comically Fog, Comics Misexplained. Who'd I miss here? Just trying to. I hate missing people. You know what I'm saying?
Mastodon Comics Explained.
Nick Miller. Need more comics. Sorry, need more comics.
Who was it? He had
Gomez, Daniel Barrow.
Sorry.
Taco Dan.
Just a Rican.
That's right. Just a Rican and his comics. So thank you guys all for showing up.
Everybody.
Really just, it's great to have the support, when we are off the regular channel, but, always having fun, just doing the show for you guys. So thank you guys again for watching, and everybody have a great week. Have a great weekend, and, happy Easter to those who celebrate. So I know that everyone's going to be doing that up. Yeah. I know it snuck up on everybody. I know because, getting my daughter's Easter basket together for her, and going to have a little Easter egg hunt, this weekend as well. So, man,
that's a lot of pressure now. Sunday morning comics on Easter.
Yeah, I just threw a whole big monkey wrench in there. Yeah, it's a tough one. You know what? You got to budget your time on that one. It's just like
you gotta do like a Easter morning comics.
But that's a tough part because you're preparing for the
wear some bunny ears and.
That's what I was thinking. I should wear like some pastel colors or something.
There you go.
No, but it'll still be a good time. But yeah, hopefully everybody has a good weekend. Thanks so much for joining us. Thanks both of you for jumping on here. As we kind of jump around on our live shows, but that's how it goes. So look for us next week, everybody. And until then, go get some new books. Have a good one.
Buy a back issue.
Good night, everybody.